So today I want to talk about why we're so afraid of transgender children and to think about what it means to be transgender and what it means to, in general, have a gender and be a person in this world. When I was a lot younger, socialization is really important, and nobody wants their kid to be different. Nobody wants to be bullied. Everyone can relate to bullying on some level, but we don't really realize the role that gender plays in our socialization. Well, trans people don't really understand it. I certainly didn't because I kept being shamed for the way that I was and the way I was expressing myself. I felt a deep kinship with women. I knew I belonged with girls. I looked up to women. I really felt like a girl. And most importantly, I could not relate with guys at all. So, getting older, I kept being sort of policed to be with the guys. That's just the socialization. But I felt very distant from them. I felt very disconnected from guys. And not only that, but I was attracted to them and drawn to them. So, as a younger kid, I dealt with that, and it felt like a wall against my development, and I was steered into a way that didn't feel natural to me and didn't feel right, and I ended up being very depressed and not really knowing how to socialize. Hormone therapy for kids that are, nearing the age of puberty is really important, and it's also important to know that it's not that much of a risk, that you can stop taking hormones. There will be some effects, but if your child is so adamantly non-conforming in their gender and they go through certain protocols, that sort of therapy is actually really important. I'm trying to find a place where I can make this video. It's really important. It's really vital. So it can't be prolonged. You need to really understand being transgender as simple healthcare. Something I didn't realize was that through my transition, I was actually trying to assimilate. I didn't realize that. I had no idea what it was like to be on hormones. I didn't know I wanted boobs, right? I didn't know I wanted any of that stuff. I knew I wasn't a guy. I knew that if I was going to continue living this way, that I would never feel fulfilled. I wouldn't be happy. I guess some people can persevere that, but they don't really end well, or they end up transitioning later, or they commit suicide. That's why the suicide rate is so high, is because we feel so disconnected from society. But through my transition, I've been able to assimilate into society. I realized there is an entire social world out there that I didn't even know existed. Honestly, like, I acted out a lot. I didn't really know that relationships between people were really authentic because I didn't really feel like I had anything to lose because I got shamed so much. But that's why it's so important to take care of trans children. I mean, we might be a small part of the population, and gender might work for people a lot, gender assignment. But I think those standards, those really harsh, strict standards based on the way your body looks is only harmful. I think those standards are only harmful, which is why I think that transgender identities coming out now and really rearing their head and really being visible and people coming out in drastic numbers, maybe, we've always been here, can really help society. It can really help have a conversation about gender that I feel like people aren't really having. And it is healthy and important to think about why we might not be as fulfilled as people. I don't know. I'm only talking about my own experience. But assimilating and realizing there was a social world out there I had no idea existed connected so many other dots. But it was also like a huge wake-up call, a cold reality that I was not able to be socialized. I was, really pushed into masculinity, and it became a defense mechanism, and it's not helping me today. It's important to get your child assimilated and socialized, and to do that, they need to be encouraged in everything they express and not shamed. Thank you so much